Hello, test. Good morning, good evening. Hello everyone. I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you. Sam, Rajat, Zakaria, Ignacio, Jonathan. Hello, hello. Lovely to see all of you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for joining. Today we're gonna continue working on our project. This project here, I'm testing the features I'm building for what I'm calling AEC Explorer. I have many names for it. Actually, I was looking for my phone, but it's here. It's the camera to show you some of the names. But yeah, I have some progress to show you. And lovely to see all of you. I see you already started the chat. It's good. Nice, nice. Let's go. I hope the music is not too loud. I could reduce it a little. Just, live stream beats to keep the energy and the good vibes and all that good stuff. So there is something I always do. I need to stretch every now and then. So timers. Let's set a 25-minute timer. And let's remember to stretch every 25 minutes. That would be nice. I hope you're staying hydrated. Okay. From the last stream, so this is 5.4. From the last stream, you remember I was working on a clipping system where I want areas within the clipping plane to control. I have an object, blueprint class, that if I move, I want to clip things around it. So we have a view of the floor plans, because before I had this mesh, which is fine, a whole volume. So now we have two options, one as a clipping plane and one as a volume that will clip within our architectural projects, or basically any project, as long as we apply the material function. And I showed you the one thing I solved where I wanted for the effect not to be infinite. Before this it was infinite, so it was like really massive. Anything, wherever I move the plane, it would just cut everything. So I was so happy from the last stream where I solved the issue to make it not infinite. So that's one. And what else I did is a volume, the ability to choose. I will show you. Easier said than done. Easier said than explained? No, easier to show than to talk. So let me switch first to our mode. So if I click on any of these POIs, points of interest, it will switch the camera. And here we have this button. So from the last stream, this button was not working. I programmed it. And basically, it just do this. If I click on section view, it will section view. It will does what it say. So if I click on any floor, so let's say this one too, this is floor number 5. Click, it will clip to floor number 5. Click on floor number 2, it will section view to floor number 2. What I also did actually, of course, like there is more to this behind the scenes. So when you click on the button again, it goes up. If you click on another POI, this is basically a new instance of the user interface. So there were some bugs that I solved. One of them, if I do section view and I cancel this, nothing used to happen, but now something happens. This is here, some work in progress. So yeah, that's it. I am happy with the progress so far. And of course, I connected the ability to view just that specific floor with the rest of the filters we have here. So for example, if I don't want to show rented apartments, I can click here and we're gonna see now only this apartment that is, for example, coming soon. And if I want to see everything again, I can cancel my filter like this. And now we don't see rented apartments because we canceled it. And if I want to see the apartments that are not furnished, we can disable this, and now we can see the apartments that are not furnished. If I want to clear my filters, I clear my filters, and so on. Something else I was doing or working on today is the following little system here. It's not a system, it's like very simple, but basically distance indicator, how far are we from specific points. And later I want to make this clickable, I want to change the icons, and I want to integrate this to be within the world. So for example, let's say if this is a school, I want for this to be on top of the school. If this is a factory, so it's like just Google Earth in a way, but with few more cool additions. So that's some progress from the last stream, and I think that's it. I've also recorded some lessons, and these lessons, if you're interested in learning this, or if you're interested in putting your hands on this system, like the UI and everything, sorry, shameless plug, but this stream is sponsored by a boy, yours truly. I'm learning Blueprint and creating everything or documenting everything as lessons. So far there is like about 166 lessons or something, and there is a link in the description. And right now there is a limited time offer until 18th of April, where it's a limited time offer for the price. You can put your hands on the course and you can learn from scratch everything about Blueprint if you're a complete beginner to build such systems. So if you're interested, check this out. And with that being said, let's get started with our stream today. There is something I also learned today I'm very excited about. I'm gonna share with you in a moment. And let's read the chat and get started. Sam, my man, how are you? Rajat, thank you. Hope you're doing good, bud. Kayombo, what's up, my man? It's good to see you too, bro. Paulo, fantastic. Thank you, bro. Sam, smooth. The tweening is really slick. Thank you. Need to switch to the view mode, like so. Yeah, I'm super excited about this. I also love this movement. It's so fun. Art Visual Studios. Hello, hello. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Sam. My man. So let me just make sure everything is where it is. My stream, my camera. Nice. Okay. So, what did you learn today, Yahya? I will show you. But first, I want to work on this project here, but I want to update the systems. So let me real quick. First, I always wanted to take a thumbnail of this map here. So, do I remember how to take one? Yeah. If you don't know, you can right click on your map, go to Asset Actions, and capture a thumbnail. And I need to add this to the... I want to make a video like 100 or 200 tips and tricks, so this is one of them. And guys, if you know some tips you want to share with today's stream, feel free to do so. So let's sprinkle some tips on the stream today. Okay. Here's another tip, which is longer than a tip. Hey, Elman, what's up? First, let me close this. So here's the other tip actually. If you right click something, you can show it in Explorer, the Windows Explorer. So that will, one way to find your projects pretty easily. Let me close this project and let me open this. And let me open this folder. So here's the new system, right? Control B. Yes, it's here. Right click, show in Explorer, and I want to copy the new system or the latest version of the AEC Explorer to my project here. So send and close and content. Actually, here's another tip. You can migrate, which is the safest and the best way, and you can simply copy folders and paste them in the content folder, like so, and replace things if you want, and that will also copy things between projects. This is more prone to errors because some of the files might need some files from outside this folder, but if you know what you're doing, you should be fine. This is for me much faster. Okay, so let's open our project. And let's get started. Something I discovered today as I was doing some tests. So I was learning how to sort things alphabetically, and that really drove me crazy for a while until I figured out, or I found this solution today. There is something called low entry extended standard library, which that you can find in the marketplace. Low entry, or let's just call it extended. LE extended library, standard library. And this is a collection of blueprints that is written by this hero. His name is Low Entry, the marketplace name. And I'm gonna show you the problem before we continue. So the solution I found, and I'm so happy with it. So here, let me open this map, because in this map I have many points of interest. Yeah, so let's just call this location 1 because I was testing this. Location 2. There is no location 3 because I forgot, but that's okay. Actually here is location 3. So I want to copy the name. Let's call it 2.1 and see how it goes. So these points of interest, if I click on my taskbar to bring them, by default, because we get all actors of class, they are organized in a weird way. So for example, location 4, and then after that we have location 2, and then location 1, and location 5, and so on. And I discovered that if you want to sort things out in Unreal Engine, it's extremely difficult. And there are no built-in nodes for that until I discovered the low entry standard library. So you download this from the marketplace and you enable it from here as a plugin, low entry extended standard library. And then we can simply edit our menu to sort things out. So let me show you. If you use Blueprint, if you want to sort things out, this is the way. Blueprints, UI, widgets, panels, teleportation, this one. Here we need to search for a new sort of function. So object sort object array. So this is from the extended standard library. You connect this here, connect your actors from the array here, and then continue what you're doing. And then the comparator, click and let's create an event for this. And let's create a function for this, and this will create a function for us with the following inputs, object A and object B. And we get display name for both. So let's duplicate this, connect this here, and then we can compare them. So not this, let's type less, string less, compare both, and this, just by doing this, they will be sorted alphabetically. which blew my mind because I spent at least 20 hours researching a solution for this. So just by doing this now, if you click on play and let's bring this, they are sorted. Location 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that's amazing. And that was really important for me to sort my points of interest, my hotspots in the project, because in the project here, let's open it and let's click on level. Look at that. Now we can easily find our map because we took a screenshot instead of this normal icon. In this here, we have 2 masses. We have like total together about 12 floors. And if I place hotspots, it will be so messy to sort all of them out. But now, thanks to this solution, thanks to Epic Forums, and to this guy who shared what he found, and to this guy who wrote this library, it's easier than ever to sort things out. So that's what I discovered today. I'm so happy with it. And the more I discover, the more I will share with you guys. Let me put this on the side and let's go back to the chat. Hello, Tina. Okay, now I want to remove this section volume, or should I keep it? So let's test the new points of interest from our blueprint. First, let's move this to the top, like so. And let's go to the base blueprints, system POI. Here we have one point of interest or one POI. And we need to create a data table for this. So I want to take a note. What if we don't want to create a data table? So let me place this here. Make this slightly bigger. And maybe I need to edit the material a little. Guys, if you have any questions, by the way, during the stream, let me know. We can answer them and we can keep going. So here, let's call this Bauhaus plots because this will be a different data table. And we need to delete all the listings. And we can start with one by one. So this is here floor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is floor number 6. You can say this is floor number 6. The total area I cannot remember, but let's say 200 or 150, whatever. Market value doesn't matter. Bedrooms, how many bedrooms do we have here? Do I remember? Let's say we have 2. Okay, so let's say we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's unfurnished. The orientation, I'm gonna keep these for later. Let's save. And this is row name number 1. So if I select the POI and give it data table row name number 1, this will take the information of the data table we just made. And if it's available, it will be green. If it's reserved, it will be different color. So let's save here as well and re-update this. if it's coming soon, let's say it's coming soon. So I need to generate the data later, so I don't bore you to death. The color is not working as intended, or is it? Yeah, it should be. Maybe we can move this. Where is the mouse disappeared? Let's close this. And row name is 1. Okay, I need to update the taskbar as well when we copy to new project. And I know the problems. I was wondering where is the music, but my mic here turned off. Let's set this to collapsed and set this to these two values. Let's compile and let's save. Oh, of course. I forgot to update the data table. So the data table, that's good, that's very good. It's being updated from here. So let me take a note. Let's call it easy data table update. So what I'm doing here, guys, to get you up to date, is this set of blueprint systems that I am making. I made that initially on the villas that you may have seen in the past streams, and now I'm testing them on other projects. And I'm looking at how easy it is to migrate the template between projects and to set it up. And so far it's pretty easy, but I'm discovering things like this, where I want, let's say, to promote the data table to a variable, make it public, so I can see it from here, so I can remember, like, oh, you need to set the data table. So here's the new data table, let's set it like so, and that will set things up for us from here. So now that's simpler. One other thing I'd like to do is to have an easy way to set the shape of our points of interest, the units of the apartments. So let me take a note of that. Let's call it easy POI shape. And from stream to stream, I'll be sharing with you the progress, answering your questions, and we can keep going. So I want to do it for an architecture company. What is the best way to start your training? Should I practice on your exercise files? Yes, Tina. If you get the course, there are exercise files. There is the villa now, and soon we are going to have an exterior project like this. Not this, but similar to this, where I'm gonna call it high-rise building. So for variety, if you will. So now let's make another duplicate of this. Let's give it kind of the same settings, but let's set the listing ID to 2, and instead of coming soon, let's make it reserved. Let's save, and let's set here the data table to 2. Now, one thing we could do as well, so let's click on play. Let's switch the view mode to top down, and let's click. Yeah, nice. Now what is not nice is the widget. Where is the widget? And we got an error. This change time of day, that's fine. Maybe the widget didn't appear because of the time of day. So since we've updated the blueprints, let's add is valid node. Cristobal Thompson. Hello Cristobal, how are you? Hope you're doing good, bud. Thank you for joining the stream. Let's say here, please add sun, sky. And I need to add this as a node. Oh wow, it's been 25 minutes already. Oof. Time goes fast. Let me just stretch a little. If you are with me for the past 25 minutes, don't forget to stretch, don't forget to stay hydrated, and let's go. Okay, let's stretch again, and here's for another 25 minutes. So now let's compile and let's save, and because I don't want to switch every single time to the top-down view, let me set it up from here. Switch it like this, and let's also set the player controller mapping context. And I need to find a better or easier way to do this to make the system as easy as possible for new users. Now something is interesting. I love that this just works like this. What is interesting is the UI. Let me check why it's not loading. It's almost 4 years using Unreal Engine. I started with your first tutorials. Hey, thank you, Cristobal. Nice. So your entry to Unreal Engine was from my first tutorials? If so, that makes me so happy, man. So event graph, when we click on the cube, we want to create this, and it should create. Ah, okay, I made a game instance. That's a good one, because this was new. Game instance. So here, on cast failed, let's print a string to just make sure. Let's say yo. Let's compile and let's double check. Are we gonna get the yo? Yes, cast failed. Nice, nice. Test, 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 never stop testing. And let's turn this into, let's give it 10 seconds, and let's turn the text color to red so we know like, yo, this is a warning. Let's click OK. Let's compile and save, and let's do the same on our points of interest here. Don't forget to add the, what is its name? The game instance. And let's set this also to red. And let's make it another 10 seconds or 5. It's okay. Let's compile and save, and let's set the game instance. Sorry. This one with the AEC. Now, if we set the game instance, we should get the UI. Perfect. If we click here, nothing is going to happen. So we need another security measure. So let's click on the branch here. First, we need to check if this is valid. I love this. So valid section. So I'm simulating the experience of a person who imports the template to their project for the first time and like trying to set things up, because I'm gonna write documentation in the near future when I publish this on the marketplace. So the section cut here, if we are getting actor of class and do this, we need to, perhaps I could change this to validate. Can we do it from here? It looks like we can't. So what we need to do is to set is valid node. Do this and connect this here as well. If it's valid, do your thing. If it's not valid, let's print another string. Where is your section plain, bro? Sorry if I'm printing some silly strings, but I'm trying to make the stream fun. So here it says please add sun and sky, because right now we're using the, what is it? Ultra dynamic sun and sky, which is fine. If I click on section view, it's asking us, where is your section plane, bro? Makes sense. And that will, of course, not give us at least an error. So that's why we use the is valid node. So now let's set this also to red. And let's compile and let's save and let's play and let's take a look. Please add sun and sky. Where is your section plane? And let me check something. The collision is kind of funny sometimes. So if we type show collision, okay. Wow, that's too many collisions. So the collision is going to fight our points of interest, and that's definitely a problem users are going to face. So this, when you are inside the game, if you're like click on play, by the way, I can show you here. If you click on play and you want to debug the collision, you can simply type show collision. Let me open this map. Click on play. Click on the console command here and show collision. And that will show you collisions, including the collision of the player character, which is, I find, really nice. I don't know if you can see it. It's in red on this part of the screen. Can zoom on it a little more. So this is us right now. So we are having the same problem here when I cannot click on my POIs. Now that's fine. We need to add the section plane to have the animation, and for that we need to delete this system. This is the old box section. And that's interesting. If I delete it, is it gonna still? Huh, of course. But that's interesting because if I delete it, it should go away. Okay though, no problem. I have this on multiple, the material function on multiple meshes. So let's see how we can replace it. Bro Z, can you import this to VR? This project? This particular project, it was made for virtual reality. So this is a VR project, but I deleted all the blueprints because I updated this to 5.5. This is a very old project of mine. I've done this in 2018 or something. And I'm testing, I cannot get bored of saying this. This project have at least 2000 lights, and I believe all of them are on. Are you on? Yes, it is. So if you set it to this, we need to increase the intensity. Thanks to mega lights, all these 2000 lights are on. So if I select all of them, I can set to 0. Please don't crash. It's taking its time because 1944 lights. Why did I do this? I distracted myself. I was setting up something else. So now they are off, but let's turn them on. So I'm gonna press Ctrl Z and this will take a few seconds. Okay, thank you. So yeah, at some point in the near future, I'm going to turn this into a VR project again. Maybe someday I can show you what I have done. I have some videos in my YouTube channel. Cristobal, I will take a look at your channel after the stream, and if you don't mind, maybe, and same goes for all of you guys, if you want to show me your work and you wanna show it, like I want to do sooner or later with Sam, if you're still here, Sam, and my friend Xavier, community work review. So if I can bring a text actor, if you want to show me your work, please do send me an email to my email, vrdivision.com, and tell me if it's private, just between you and me, or no, you don't have a problem showing to the community, give you some feedback, all that stuff. So feel free to share your work with me here, or just send an email saying hello. It will be a pleasure. And thank you, Cristobal, man. I'm glad you are learning from the lessons I made. That makes me happy. Amar Alotom, hello buddy. Thank you so much for your, thank you too. Can I ask if you have references for best practices and configuration to have the highest frame per second? I have issues, rogue streaks, 4090, 64 gigs, and the FPS is 40. And are you working on PC or laptop? I'm working on a PC. I have also 4090 now, 128 gigs of RAM and Ryzen CPU. Okay, tips for performance. That should be its own video at some point in future because I do have so many tips. So, performance / optimization guide. One thing is really important is the size of your textures. If you have too many 4K and 8K textures, I would reduce them because textures, they eat VRAM. They're always very hungry. So textures, like as a first thing. Number two, if you are using anything but 5.5, try to reduce how many lights you have. If you're using Lumen, for example, so try to have less lights. But if you're using 5.5, then you can use mega lights, and that will improve the performance. See if you can enable nanite on most of your meshes, all your meshes. See if you can reduce the poly count a little, but that won't make too much of impact. And what else on top of my head? What else? That's it for now. If I remember anything during the stream, I will let you know. But guys, if you have also any tips for performance, feel free to share in the stream, in the chat, and I will definitely take note of this to share it in the upcoming, to create a video about this, because once I'm finished with recording my course, I will go back to YouTube with full power. Right now I'm trying to do one thing at a time, so it's one thing at a time. Hey Sam, you're still here. Yeah man, exactly. Let's do it. Okay, so let's continue. Here, since we changed our section cut, the system, let's go to where I have my AEC Explorer, blueprints, UI, base blueprints, POI system, clipping system. We need this material function. Let's place it here and let's save. Now that's one for one mesh. Number two, we need to set it also on some other meshes. So we can also do that, that's no problem. This chrome material. Let's save. And let's bring the section in to see what else. Yeah, we have also the floor. Yeah, that will be annoying, but I'm glad I finished this new system. So this floor here. If there is a way to change material functions on materials easily, that would be good. Try, yeah, I remembered one, Ammar. If you have too many materials, try to unify their parent. So if you have material instances, as you can see, this is a very old project and I have many materials assigned. But these materials that are assigned are master materials, so they are separate. So for example, this interior wall material could be the same as the exterior wall, could be the same as the railing, and so on. It could be just one master material. Instead, I have multiple master materials, and that is not very friendly for the performance, especially if you have massive amount of materials. And that used to happen with data math, or if you are just creating materials and instead of creating one master material and making material instances from that. So that will also make it easy for you to assign things like this material function on top of your meshes. And yeah. Now there is something hidden, that's for sure. Now let's bring this clipping plane. And let's make the bounds. Aha, this clipping plane bounds should be bigger. Yeah, this one is easy, I can do it directly from here. Where is the music gone? At least on my end.